So what next for someone who was India's richest businessman and the third richest businessman in the world till just a few days ago? Joining me now, my first guest is Harish Salve, former Solicitor General of the country, senior Supreme Court advocate, who in the past has also appeared for the Adani Group in court. Thank you very much, Mr. Salve, for joining us. How do you see what has unfolded over the last few days, where shareholders of the Adani stock have lost more than $100 billion in market cap? There is a market meltdown that led to the cancellation of their FPO. Do you see this? Do you admit that this is a huge hit on the credibility and reputation of the Adani Group, and some would say by extension of the India story and the Modi story as well?
See, Rajdeep, the point is you have to see what is going on in the world today. Believe me, nobody is happy at the fact that India has come out of the shadows and is making its presence felt in the world. Nobody is happy that Indian businessmen today are making their presence felt in the world. There was a time where we were wooing British business people to invest in India. Now I see the British government wooing Indians to invest in United Kingdom. So this has been a quantum change in the dynamics of the world, and this had to have its repercussions of this kind. What I find surprising, if you separate the wood from the trees and go away from what multiples of EBITDA are there and what multiples have been taken into account, if you take a step back, I think this is a wholesale assault on India and Indians. And let me tell you why. Most of Adani's assets are in the... If you see the way things work, today if you see the way things work in India, most of Adani's assets, be it ports, be it power sector, be it the airports, are regulated. They are all in the regulated sector. In the regulated sector, you have advantages and disadvantages. You have predictable revenues because you have a regulator fixing your tariff. You can't make more money, but then at least you have almost guaranteed revenues, because even today, these infrastructure projects are like monopoly projects. That's why you have regulation. The other investments are in hardcore Indian assets like manufacture of cement. Now look at yesterday's budget with the big thrust on infrastructure. Cement prices are going to do well. So yes, the India story of growth, yesterday's economic survey said it, and the budget says it, is going to be driven by primarily by government expenditure and large government expenditure on infrastructure. Now that creates an opportunity for certain kind of businesses to prosper. So I don't think this kind of a broadside was justified. Secondly, most of their companies are listed, all their records are in public domain. So to say that you've done some hidden research and all is all a nonsense. The third, which I find most remarkable, is in today's India, banks do not lend unless they stress test all proposals. One of the criticisms of India today is that the growth which we are seeing is all in the large industrial sector, where the banks feel comfortable lending. The MSMEs are still floundering post-pandemic because the banks are reluctant to lend where there is any element of risk. So with all this in place,
yes,
I think this kind of attack is clearly something which is not unknown, but something which is a part of the game. Now look at what they are doing. They are
Mr. Salve. Mr. Salve, let me stop you for a moment here. You seem to be suggesting, Mr. Salve, that this is some kind of a conspiracy against the India growth story. Surely the allegations that Hindenburg made of money laundering, shell companies, stock manipulation, these are seen as serious enough for the markets to respond the way they have. The Adanis may have given their own reply, but the market is clearly not buying the Adani story, and surely not buying this attempt or even your attempt today to equate Adani's stock meltdown as an attack on India. Isn't it better that the Adanis find a better response to these allegations than waving the national flag?
So let me answer you straight away. Today, there is no company, shell company, otherwise, there is no company which is not shown on a balance sheet. If a listed entity has subsidiaries overseas, they are all shown. If today Adani controls directly or indirectly stock in a listed company, it has to be disclosed under and under SEBI regulations. It has to be disclosed and made public. So there is nothing which is hidden. So this whole hidden nonsense is first of all which you need to see. Money laundering you can allege against anybody. The important thing is these are shorting firms. Now you know what a shorting firm is. You sell a large chunk of shares, then you crash a company. So you sold the shares, which is say trading at $15. You sold the share at 12. So you have ready sales. Then you crash the share in this way. The share drops to 9. So you made a neat profit of 3 because your buyer is not going to buy at 12 when the market is trading at 9. If you see Hindenburg, they say we are a shorting firm. So this is the way some people like making their money, come up with these allegations. So where India lacks, and this has been my big complaint, if you do this in the US, you can destroy Hindenburg. In India, we do not have the legal framework to take on a Hindenburg.
No.
You sue them for damages, Gautam's grandchildren will be fighting the case.
No, but Mr. Salve, Hindenburg is therefore daring Gautam Adani and the Adani group to sue them in the United States. Hindenburg is saying to Adani that if you believe that the allegations we have made are malicious, malified, then sue us in the United States. I come back to it. The market at the moment seems to be not buying the Adani story. They are, like it or not, buying the Hindenburg story, Mr. Salve, and that needs the response.
So let me answer that as a lawyer straight away. See, the market is going to buy anything bad which you say about people. Bad news is always good news. You're a journalist, you know that. Bad news sells best. But let me tell you, suing them in America, an American court will ask, if you sue them in England, today if I was to bring an action on behalf of Adani, there is them in England, the English judge would say, where is the impact felt most? Now the impact is felt most in India. So he'll say, that's your natural jurisdiction to sue. He may have published something from America, but its impact has been in India. So India is the natural jurisdiction to sue. Now, the trouble is you bring a suit in defamation against them here. And what's going to happen? Indian courts don't take defamation seriously because they have far more pressing work. So this is where people get away with all this in India. And we need to fix this.
No, 1 minute, Mr. Salve. There are now reports by Forbes magazine virtually suggesting that there is a suggestion that Mr. Adani and his group may have used group money to fund their follow-on public offer, which they eventually called off. They've suggested, therefore, that there are companies which were named in the Hindenburg research that could be part of this conspiracy. Now you've got Credit Suisse and Citibank, no less, saying that they will not use Adani bonds as collateral. Are you telling me today that Credit Suisse, Citibank are part of some larger conspiracy? Why not accept that this is a crisis of confidence and credibility above all else at the moment?
Of course, let's be very clear, Rajdeep. Let's not shy away from this. Today, when there is an FPO coming, and the timing is perfect, you have an FPO coming, this is the best time to throw ink. So you throw ink, and you create this kind of a smoke. The shares tank. Now, if the shares tank today, obviously, till the market continues in this volatile condition, there is bound to be an erosion of confidence. And this is true of life. Generally, this is true particularly of corporate balance sheets. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation and trust. It takes a moment to destroy it. For the present, they have thrown ink on Adani and the world is seeing it. Immediate impact you see on the stock market. The retail investor is rattled. So the retail investor starts offloading. And this is like a run on the stock. It's like a run on a bank. It's a run. So markets collapse. For the next few weeks, the shares will tank. They will try and control it. The share will tank. He has done a wonderful thing by withdrawing the FPO because the retail investor should not suffer. Now, these allegations will be investigated, will be thrown out in the fullness of time, and the confidence rebuilt. But in the meantime, Hindenburg gets away with it. So that is the problem which we have to see. System. I'm not saying they're wrong to get away with it.
No, Mr. Salve, let's look beyond Hindenburg. Credit Suisse and Citigroup, these are, global gold standard companies which are seeing risk factors today associated with the Adani shares and therefore not taking them as their stock as collateral. Are they also part of some larger conspiracy theory? I'm saying you've got to look beyond calling these constantly conspiracy theories.
I'm sorry. This is bound to happen. If there is a question mark on the underlying shares and the ability to pay dividend, the upstream bonds will become risky. In the short term, of course, they'll become risky.
But you see,
that's how the integral system works.
The fact though is that you've seen a peculiar situation in the markets, more than $100 billion lost in share value. That hasn't happened too often. I don't recall when. Going forward, isn't it time for the market regulator, for SEBI, to speak up, to come out clean, ensure a clear, transparent, independent investigation? The government has not spoken. Finance Ministry doesn't speak. SEBI doesn't speak. The fear also is, Mr. Salve, that because Mr. Adani is seen as so close to the government at the moment, the opposition doesn't even believe that the government will allow for a free and fair independent inquiry, because the belief they have is that they claim, at least today in Parliament, that Mr. Adani and his group are propped up by the Modi government.
From 1914 to 24, I've never heard the opposition saying there can be a fair inquiry in anything, including be it Rafale, be it that. So let's park that, and we have elections coming up. So that has its own momentum. I don't get into the politics of the situation. I personally feel SEBI has the Hindenburg report. SEBI has the Adani reply. SEBI has the strength. They should call Adani and say, sit down. I want an answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your answers. Work 72 hours non-stop and come and say, yes, there are areas of concern, or say, no, this report is a nonsense. What is the question of investigation? These are all matters which are available on corporate records. And if anything is not there, don't believe it. If something is there, look at it. 72 hours is enough for SEBI to come with a first blush report. Everything doesn't require a long, drawn investigation. I mean, it will work beautifully well for a political party to keep this fire burning for 1 year. But today, you have a large industrial. I mean, you may, for the opposition party, Adani may be a sacrificial goat. Doesn't matter if later on he's exonerated. But these big assets are created. There are stakeholders in these assets. So SEBI must, in 72 hours, come up with, yes, we think there is something in these allegations, or no, we don't think there is anything in the allegation. That is how you instill confidence in investors. Not for SEBI to go in the hiding and say, oh, we will do a thorough investigation over the next 4 years. No, you must know by end of the week or by middle of next week.
So you're giving us an important...
Hindenburg has a point, but it doesn't have a point.
So no, you're giving us, therefore, an important news point. You are claiming that there should be now a 72 hours time-bound investigation where the Adani Group is made to answer those allegations, which SEBI could put, the report could be put out. The question, of course, will be, given the proximity of Mr. Adani to the Prime Minister, do you accept that any such report will only carry weight if it is made public to restore investors' trust? Otherwise, it will be seen as a face saver.
100%.
Make it public.
Let me add one more thing. It has to be a reasoned report. It can't be a yes or no. The report must say allegation, response, prima facie, we have seen this evidence. Allegation, report, prima facie, we have seen these facts. No problem, we can do it. I mean, as we say, the day is 12 hours and then you have the night. That's 22 hours. Work through the weekend, come by next Monday, come by Tuesday. And tell the investor, don't panic, by Tuesday we will make a report. And tell you if there is any truth in any of the allegations, and to what extent and in which allegation. And I'm not saying you give a conclusive adjudication. But today, there is a list of allegations. Adani has given a point-by-point reply. Look at it. Because SEBI is meant to control markets and instill confidence in regulators in the market.
And you are telling me that the Adani group is strong enough for it now to recover from what's happened in the last few days? Do you really believe that the Adani group has those kind of assets that it can actually go ahead and treat this as a bad dream only?
Let me tell you very clearly, I am professionally involved with the Adani. So I will not say, I think it is. But let SEBI talk. I think they have an answer. But I have not investigated. I've not looked at it in detail. I've seen their point-by-point reply. They seem to have answers to it. Let SEBI sit down and have a look, and they are the best equipped to look at it.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.